Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek back again, and I had such a good time recording the first episode that I am going to jump right into episode 2. I'm going to quick save my game here, because every 50 turns is a pretty good point to kind of call it back to kind of a stopping point, basically, is how I think of it. Okay, well, what do I want to do here? Well, let's see. I know what it's telling me to build, but I don't know if I really want to build those things. I really don't want to do anything like that. I kind of need... Yeah, I kind of need more warriors, maybe. Maybe I'll just go for the caravan. My only concern is that that is kind of a lot of turns. Okay, but I can build a quarry here, which will, of course, give me more production. So, as I said, I'm picking this up right after recording the first episode. And I'm still kind of trying to figure out... Oh good, got our archery. Still kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to release these episodes. I was thinking twice a week would be pretty good, pretty reasonable, and hopefully I could keep up with that alright. And other than that, I'm thinking maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't know. It's starting to get to the point that I may just try and start shooting for 3 videos every day. I'm not sure though. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see how things are going here a couple weeks from now, because I'm still pretty early in the semester as far as school stuff, so things could start getting a little crazy, but for right now I've got a pretty good backlog of videos done already, and I've been able to stay a couple days ahead of everything, which is good. That was my goal here for the beginning. Yeah, I guess I haven't talked too much about my goals here as far as like the Let's Play stuff. Of course, you know, one of the goals is to you know, provide you guys with hopefully with gameplay and commentary that you find interesting and that you like listening to. But you know, if not, that's fine. It's something that I am definitely working on. And, you know, I know that it might not happen right away. Because I am still pretty new to the whole talking and everything, you know, kind of commentating on my gameplay. And it's still interesting. You know, basically, sorry, I had something distracted me there for a minute. Okay, so I'm kind of heading up to these where the barbarians were before, basically going to see if I can take them out. Okay. Good, so we got our wheel. That's good. So choose a research. Sailing is what makes the most sense next. Let's see, as far as what this guy is going to do, I guess start heading, well, now that I think about it, what do we have? I guess we don't have like any production going on in Seville. So I think I'm going to move some of my workers up to Seville so that they can start getting some work done up there. Okay, so those guys have moved. That's fine. So you can already kind of tell that the waiting in between turns is starting to get longer, because obviously one of the things that happens in this game is every time I click next turn, it has to process the turns that all of the other civilizations perform. So well, I guess I don't really have a lot of reason to have my soldiers out here this far anymore, because before I was trying to find those barbarians, but now I might as well kind of bring my soldiers back. I don't know, I thought it would be good to give this a try and see if see if you guys liked my liked seeing me play something. Obviously this is not an indie, and that's a little bit different for my channel. I am doing Portal with my partner in crime. We are enjoying doing that, but like I said, I bought this in the Humble Bundle that's out. I suppose it may not still be out by the time this video goes up. It depends on how I decide to schedule these. I was thinking Tuesdays and Thursdays would be Civ days, but I have to kind of look into that. But like I said, I already had Civ 5. So what I did was I basically kind of split the bundle with her and gave her Civ 5. And she already had Civ 4, so I took Civ 4, yada yada. And one of the things that we were potentially talking about doing is starting a, well, not like a series, but after Portal, maybe doing some Civ. So when we've got a golden age, if we look up here, while in a golden age, every tile that your empire in your empire that produces at least 1 gold provides 1 extra. Cities that gain plus 20% production and empire-wide culture is increased by 20%. So that's good, and we got our first kind of great thing, basically. So order the unit to build roads or railroads to the selected tile. Well, I'm going to go here, and then I think I might do that. So I want to route to Madrid. That is that's a nice little thing that they've got in there, so that you don't have to really route for yourself. The game will all just kind of take care of it for you. So I haven't really played Civ 4. Civ 5 was the first one I got into, and I bought it on a whim, on a sale. What actually happened was, oh, so this is good, so I can just choose 1 free tech. So obviously I want to pick something that gets me a lot, but also takes a lot of turns to get normally. So I'm going to go with drama and poetry.
What is the King's Mark?
And now, of course, I am in the classical era. Okay, so now I can choose a production for Madrid. Okay, so with Madrid, I'm pretty much always going to try and pick up some of these things, right? So I think what's going to work the best is to go like this, because of course Madrid being my first my first city, still builds things the fastest, basically. So my big things that would take a lot of turns, like in Madrid, it said it's going to take like 20 turns. In one of my other cities, that might take way more turns, right? So like potentially like 100 turns depending on the city, and that's obviously something that I want to avoid because I don't really want to have a city tied up for 100 turns.
Is the following trade of interest to you?
Yeah, sure, we can have friendship. I will typically take friendship with any culture that offers it. Okay, I'm just going to, I mean, these are just barbarians. Barbarians are not like part of a civilization, per se. Okay, so what do we want here? I may just go ahead and build a monument, but I don't know. Let's see, a workboat would also be good as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a monument there. Okay. Just gonna keep heading these guys over here. I guess I can fight these guys with my scouts. Just because they were wounded so much already. So. Oh, okay, so I've got like a worker here. Okay, so well, actually, yeah, why don't we route to Madrid as well? That seems like probably a pretty good use of their time. So that is one of the things that you kind of want to do, is work on routing all your cities together, because then you can kind of share resources. Yeah, why don't we take a turn and heal? But you see, you do kind of get in this rhythm. Well, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, sorry. I think some of that is affected by the difficulty. So like if I was playing on a higher difficulty, and I'm not good at this game, so chances are, even at like difficulty 3 out of 7 here, chances are I'll still lose. Just because it, you know, it kind of works out that way sometimes. A lot of it has to do with the fact that, you know, the map is randomly generated. So, you know, I am kind of just hoping for certain things to be in certain places for me. And that is not always going to happen, obviously. As with anything that's random, you know, there's always the chance that you don't get lucky. And that's, yeah, that's just kind of the nature of civilization. And I'm okay with that. I think it's part of what makes it fun. Part of the reason why even after one try at the game, I still keep playing. Okay, so I can choose a production. Let's see. Well, like I said, probably not going to end up doing anything like that there. So I could do an amphitheater. Let's see here. Composite bowman. Yeah, I think I will do an amphitheater. Let's choose a research. Seems like mathematics is what everyone wants me to do. Yeah, that kind of makes the most sense anyways for now. Yeah, I think I will do... Actually, I think I'll do calendar, because it only takes 4 turns anyways, so that'll get done pretty fast. Okay, so... Oof, this is not a very good battle. Okay, and just kind of keep searching here with our scout. It's basically like the biggest reason to have a scout. Okay, so I want to kind of establish... Oh, interesting. I think these are new. Within, let's see, how would this work? So, I'm not really sure. Let's see. Trade overview. So I can't really tell. I guess I'll do this. I can't exactly tell which way that, like, I couldn't tell if they were getting more gold out of it than I was, but I'm not also just not going to worry about it that much. The trade routes are totally different to me. I think that is something that was added in Brave New World, so that was kind of interesting to see. Okay, I'm actually going to fortify. I should... Whoa. It's interesting looking over there. Okay, and as always with Seville, I will be defending the city, because those barbarian boats are just like chilling out there the whole time. Not really sure what's going on with that. Okay, let's choose a production. This is for Seville. So I really probably should get like a workboat. Let's see. Yeah, sure. I'll do this. I can adopt a policy. Which city you found? That's such a weird way to talk about that. I guess. Yeah, I will get that though. It talks about it like it will increase by 33% less. That's like kind of backwards from how you would normally think of saying something like that. So, kind of threw me for a loop there. Had to reread to make sure it was doing what I thought it was. Yeah, I know. City connection established. Oh, perfect. That is what we wanted. Okay, just kind of continue attacking there. Alright. Let's kind of head over here. Can't move anymore, but that's fine. Got our scout here. Okay, we met a city. City-state quest. Okay, holy cow, we got like a lot of stuff going on over here. I think a lot of that we could ignore though for now. Yep, don't need that, don't need that, don't really need that, or that. Okay, so, oh good, so there is our route there finished up. So let's have our worker come over here. I don't know, I feel slightly uncomfortable with how the beginning of this game is going. I feel like normally by turn 70 I would be a little bit better off than I am. So I don't know. I'm glad those barbarians just waited around for me. Okay, good. So I discovered calendar. So choose a research. Now I will do mathematics. And now I can go over here and build a plantation, which is just going to increase the gold. Let's head over. Holy cow! I wish I hadn't have done that now. But I guess there's not a lot I can do. Okay, yeah, let's get more food in Seville. And attack these guys. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Sure. We can do that. Most of the time when they try and do a deal, they will like really try and screw you over and get like a ton. Yeah, my scouts are gonna die. Okay, you guys need to move out of the way. Who can be promoted? Oh, they can. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, I think I've like screwed over these guys here. So I think the way I had them set up is they would basically just never stop fortifying themselves, which I didn't really want. Okay, so that's taken care of. Of course, there are still more boats hanging around Seville. I wish they would just like leave me alone, guys. Holy cow. For anyone that is watching this that has kind of been paying attention to all my videos, I apologize for having everything be kind of just like a little bit erratic right now. Basically, okay, rough terrain. I think that counts as this. Yeah, why don't we try that? Probably would have been better for me to heal, but then I can still heal, so I think I'll do that. Yeah, basically because my channel is so young right now, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of dabbling with a bit of everything. And basically, like, any game I feel like playing that I have on my PC, I'm basically just recording it, because, you know, I don't really know what my channel voice is going to be yet, and I don't exactly know. Oh wow, okay, so I've got more gold than anyone else, I guess. I don't know if that's really that important, but excuse me, got kind of some hiccups going right now. Yeah, but like I was saying, I'm just kind of doing a bit of everything for right now, and hopefully you guys don't mind that. The things that are going to stay constant is I really like doing Isaac every day, so that'll definitely stay. I'm having a good time with Spelunky, so Spelunky is in, and probably not going away really anytime soon, because I would like to I'd like to get good at Spelunky again, if that's not too much to ask. So I will be playing Spelunky still, and of course I'm gonna finish up Papers, Please. So like I said, I don't know when this video will go up, so hopefully this stuff isn't too irrelevant to what I'm talking about. But it's not always easy to figure out exactly what's going to be going on with the channel X amount of days from now. Like, okay, so I'm recording this on a Tuesday, and it is Tuesday the 4th, right? And if I go with the schedule that I was considering going for this series, this video will not be up until the next Tuesday, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Just get a bunch of these small things researched. So, you know, some of these things I'm like recording basically a week in advance, just because you know, I already had this stuff set up to go, and I thought, hey, why the heck not? I enjoyed recording the first episode, so I decided let's just go ahead and get another one recorded. Okay. Do that. Oof, and I am not left with much. We will see. So one of the things I have not started doing at all so far with this game of Civilization, yeah, he's running away now, is anything to do with religion. And there is like quite the robust religious system in the game. So that is something that pretty soon I'll probably have to start concerning myself with a little more than I am right now. But that's fine, all in due time. Okay, and then we are ready to go on to the next turn. Yeah, I am going to have to take a look at how long this video is to kind of determine if this is an okay length for the video. Stalemate. Dang. So I don't really want to do that. Or if the series are gonna, if the videos in the series may have to start. Blah. Sorry about that. If the videos in this series are going to have to start being slightly shorter. But I don't know. I have kind of lost track of time right now because I'm just having a good time. This is, it's a good game. I really do like Civ 5. I think especially if like you want to play strategy games but you don't have the knowledge or don't really have the time to like learn like one of the Paradox grand strategy games, I think Civ 5 is a fairly decent alternative. Obviously it's, it's not quite, it's not gonna be Crusader Kings 2. There's no way I can ever make it Crusader Kings 2. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna move him away. Okay, found Florence. Cool. Good deal. Can still move around a little bit more. Found a natural wonder. That's also a good thing. Of course, I can't work it, whether I'd like to or not. And of course I would, but it's just not going to happen. So that's fine. So what I'm noticing is Brave New World did add a few things. Yes, fine. Whatever. Brave New World has added some things, like the trade routes, of course. Wow, everyone's wanting embassy. The trade routes, and I want to say the city links as well, but those may have already been there, and I just might not have remembered. It is certainly possible. As I said, it's been quite a while since I last played Civ, so that combined with the fact that I just added the Brave New World expansion today, I'm not really totally sure what's going on. There's a lot of things that seem a little different, but some of them are probably just my mind being a little bit fuzzy about stuff. What I do know for a fact is that I'm having a real good time. This is like really fun. Okay, cool. Alright, yes, so we will build a lumber mill there. I'm actually going to have my scouts heal themselves. Seems like a good idea. Okay, so now we got Madrid. So, of course, as I said before, it is a good idea. Okay, let me see here. Add up 2 specialists to gain culture and increase the rate of Great Whiter acquisition. Okay. Let's see. Well, that would give me some extra workers. Well, this only takes 9 turns. I'm going to try doing that. That seems like something that is new in the game, and I don't know if that's true or not, or if I just never had the right combination of things to have that appear. So, like, there is, like, a chance that one game you could have certain things show up in your game, like certain buildings that you can build, whatever, and the next game they won't be there, because certain things are only buildable if you like have certain things in the technology tree done. So, you know, it does, there is a lot of like replay value. And besides just like this main game, I mean, and you saw how many things I could change about this main game. I just chose to play a pretty standard game for my first one because I'm kind of learning the ropes again. One of the other cool things is, besides just making variable lengths and, you know, maybe having everything on one continent, yada yada, you know, there's tons of changes like that. There are also these scenarios that are also really cool. So one of the scenarios I did, for example, was like everything had like a steampunk vibe to it. So instead of, you know, instead of going like the normal track, I'm just going to go ahead and finish up Liberty because I might as well, right? Okay, choose a great person. So, you can choose a great artist. Obviously, like I said, I'm playing for culture, so I am going to try, I think I'm going to go with a great writer. Just because I had that thing about, who did I get? Oh, I got Dostoevsky. Very nice. Dostoevsky. Oh, Dostoevsky. Let's see, let's maybe put him over here. So, what will happen is, oh, so I guess what I would rather do, actually, I wish I could undo that turn now. Dang. Anyways, typically what happens is you use up your great person, and they, okay, okay, so I'm real bad at this game. Like I said, I pretty much just ignore stuff like when people are requesting things from me. Yes, thank you, whatever. I want to go finally just like kill that one dude left. Boom. Okay. And I'm gonna move over here, get you out of the way a little. So, like if I head over to Madrid again and look at Dostoevsky, consume a great work. This order will consume the great person and create a new great work in the nearest city with a great work slot of the appropriate type. The great work will be placed in the great library in the city of Madrid. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's create the great work.
Pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep.
So I created Crime and Punishment. That is fitting. So that will. So if I look at my culture overview, let's see. So I could also use a great painter, right? And I've got my great writer here now. So now I'm going to get +2 to culture and +2 to tourism for Madrid. So that's really good. One of my favorite things is always seeing who they give me as my great person. I think one of my favorites that I got was I picked a great musician once, and I got Miles Davis, and that was pretty awesome. So I know I've talked about that I was a music major for a while, for a couple years actually, and I was actually a trumpet player. So, gosh, yeah, sorry, it is going to get laggy occasionally. If it ends up getting too laggy, I might have to switch back to hex mode. I hope you guys don't mind. But I don't really want to turn the graphics down any lower than this. because I don't think that would be worth looking at. I think what I'd rather do is, if this keeps up being kind of laggy like this, I will just go to X mode. And in fact, I think I might just go ahead and do that now. This does happen just because... yeah, so sorry. I know it's not as pretty, but it will work better. See, it's already moving like much faster. And strangely enough, I actually prefer this view anyways. I feel like it is a lot easier to see what you're doing and what needs to be done. So I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I will do that, sure. So choose research. Engineering seems like probably a pretty good thing to do. Sure. Yeah, sorry we had to go with the with kind of a camera change in the middle of an episode, but ooh, I don't really like that deal. Well, I don't know. So 1 of my silver for 5 of his horses? Is that what it's saying? For 30 turns? I guess. I don't know. You guys kind of saw something interesting, in my opinion. I have actually never made a deal with another city. So that was new. That was a new experience for me, for sure. But, I mean, it looks like I'm getting a lot of silver right now, so... See, I just find this view so much cleaner. It's like way easier to tell what I'm doing, what I'm trying to get done. Plus, I kind of like it. It just reminds me of like playing a board game. And I feel like I would really like a board game that worked like this. Although, I mean, I've had people say that I should play Settlers of Catan, and maybe I should. I have actually never played before, so... I don't know, maybe that's something that I need to do. Okay, so this is a workboat. I do have fish up there, but I don't know if I can actually collect fish while I'm all the way over there. That'll be something interesting to see. Because I think it probably has to be within my thing, within my city boundaries. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. That seems like a pretty good thing. Seville also can do a new... Let's see. Well, it really wants me to do that. Let's see. Yeah, I suppose so. So this is normally around when the game starts getting a little bit fuzzy for me, and I start having kind of a harder time deciding what's going to be best, if that makes sense, as far as like what I should be doing. So yeah, that's what I thought. So can I go on Seville? How much would it cost to get all these tiles? So if I were to try and buy this tile, so that's 50. Then can I try and buy another? Yeah, 55. Okay. Well, it kind of seems worth it to me, so I did make the fishing boat, so I might as well use it, right? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Do that. Plus the combat goes like so much faster. I don't know. I guess I just find this view, like, in some ways, like a little more elegant. This is going to be a very long episode. I'm starting to think. I just looked at the time, and I feel like we've been going for quite a while. Let's see. I wish those guys would, like, also attack these barbarians. It'd be nice. Instead, you know, they're kind of just leaving me on my own here. Yeah, so I'm actually going to have to retreat for a couple turns so that I can try and heal my scouts a little. It is weird that most of my fighting has been done with scouts so far. This has been a really, like, kind of unorthodox game, and that is coming from someone who has played a lot of, well, not really a lot of, but I normally play a little weird. Like the fact that I pretty much don't care at all about military power. I won't go to war. That may be something that you guys eventually convince me to do. Because I'm sure like going to war is an interesting way to end the game. I mean, I guess the big thing is for anyone who has not played this game, there are like 5 or 6 different ways to win the game. So one is like the space race, so whoever can get a space shuttle into space first wins. One is like a cultural race, which requires you to okay, so I can establish a trade route. Let's see. Well, what do I want? I guess is oh, I see. So these are like all bad deals for me, so I don't really want to even deal with that, really. I guess for now we'll just kind of have that troop wait. I don't know. I guess I don't really totally understand the trade route thing yet. I mean, I get kind of how it works, but I haven't found a trade route that's actually decent for me. So I don't know, I don't really feel like doing it, I guess. Well, this'll work well, actually. We're going to have a few things kind of wrap up here right around turn 100. Okay, so we found a bunch of barbarians down here. So let's choose a research. Let's see here. Let's see, well, that leads to education, which is something that I kind of want. But the printing press is also pretty important as far as what I'm doing. But I think, yeah, I probably want to go with, like, what does the optics get me eventually? Compass. Yeah, I might as well just go with optics. It's only 3 turns, so that'll wrap up, like, right around when we want to be done, so that'll be good. Yeah, so like I said, as we go on, of course, these turns are going to get longer. Holy... Okay, so what? This... You really want silver. I guess so. Yep. Sure. I don't know. If you guys are familiar with Civ, like, let me know if I'm being just an idiot when I'm doing those. Because I might be. It's, yeah. I don't know. I could be a total idiot here, making, like, wrong decisions and everything. Okay, the next thing I need to probably worry about is, like, making another settler so that I can have another city. Because right now I've only got 3 cities, and I feel like normally I would have more cities by now. Most literate people. Well, I am the most literate, so that's good, I suppose. Maybe. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Okay, so now we should be able to finally go down and finish that group off. Okay, let's move down here. yeah, I guess we will go over here. And with that, I think it is time to kind of call this to an end. So, as always, leave comments letting me know what I should be doing differently, or if I'm doing okay, let me know if I'm doing okay, because I don't really know. Yeah, that worked out really well. Look, we got productions, we got policies, all kinds of stuff. And I think I'm going to wait until next time to actually pick those things. So I'll give you a little bit of a cliffhanger, as well as giving me kind of a start-off point for the next episode. So, as always, comment. Let me know if there's anything else, like any other similar style games that you'd like to see. I won't ask what else you want to see of Civ 5, because we are 1/5 of the way done with this game. So there is a lot still left to go. Yeah, it'll be fun though. So with that, of course, I will bring this video to a close. So as always, if you like the video, go ahead and click the like button, because that'll help me out a lot, knowing that you like this series and want to see more of it. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of the content that I am producing every single day. And with that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.